you can describe like the pork coloring scale and like what your table's about.
Oh, sure. So the pork coloring scale is, so this is the Canadian standard. And there's two standards that are generally used. So there's the Canadian standard and the Japanese standard. So this is a color scale for the Canadian standard. Now, one of the difficulties is that currently it is being graded manually. So someone will go and will go look up against a piece of meat, and then they'll go and they'll put this next to it, and then they'll see, it looks like a grade 0, or maybe it looks like a grade 1. So our goal here is to go and automate that process. So in order to do that, we have this RealWear headset. So this is something that you just wear, and then it is voice activated. So it has an app on it, and you just say like capture image, and then it will go and it will take a picture, and then it'll be sent to our back end. So, for example, one of our grades. So this one, like for example, is a grade 0. So our RealWear headset will send it to our back end. And then we'll use AI to go and classify it and say that it's a predicted class 0. So that is one of our major goals, is to go and make color grading a little bit more standardized and a little bit easier with a hands-free approach.
Now, in the hog industry, just out of curiosity, is why is there so much variance in the grading internationally?
Well, that's a little bit of a tough one for me to answer because I'm not as well versed in the global industry. But one of the big things is that it is a subjective standard. So, for example, we do have a color patch here, which is standardized. But even just different lighting conditions will make different pork look much different. And we as Canadians don't have as much of a pull to go and, once again, fully create a global standard. So I can't say for the full extent as to why we don't have a global pork standard, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I understand, and certainly with the pork industry, I do understand them. I also took a meat cutting course in the sense that, and of course, agrarian Canada has very much changed into this massive corporate model, which it inherits a whole lot of waste within itself, right? But it used to be the farmers would own the pigs that would go into the barns and stuff like that, and now they've become just like chicken producers in terms of growers and what have you. But I was wondering why. I realize that you deal a lot with the quality stuff like that, but why, as a country, that we're allowing these contract growers to allow them to waste? And I know that there's a lot of waste in it, because I used to buy pigs out of the barns under the table, right, saying don't waste it, I'll find a buyer for it. And going, well, we can't do that because we have to prove that the pig's dead, and this is just cut the tags off it. Nobody will know the difference. And nobody else is going to say anything. And it was also the reason why a lot of the small abattoirs shut down, in the sense that they couldn't get the pork they needed because the pork was no longer owned by the farmers itself. So I'm wondering, what do you think the government should do in terms of Agriculture Canada to stop preventing the waste that's going on, that's inherent in the new system?
Well, I mean, as a student, I don't really have the full capacity to speak on behalf of the government, particularly for this. I do believe that we're trying to go in and make a difference in trying to reduce trying to reduce the waste. It's a complex issue that I'll be honest, that's not my specialty. My specialty is in robotics and automation and software programming. So,
but I say, you can see what I'm trying to say, though, is that we have an extreme problem, even in our own country, with cost of food and hunger as well. And the thing is that why are we wasting this food when it can be moved on down the system? And I understand that there's a certain cost involved, but at the same point in time, good food is not going to waste.
I'm saying, and I completely agree. And there is a lot of issues with, once again, like best before dates, even like there's a reason that we have them in there, and it's to go and protect the health of people. But even with those, there's a lot of good food that is after the best before date. So I do sympathize with food.
I mean, when I went to one hog barn, and this is why I started buying them under the table, because he was a grower, and I can't even mention the pay because he's contracting for. But just a second, is that if the hog did not make a grade or something like that, therefore it was just euthanized and pushed off to the side because it was cheaper, and that's a waste.
Yes, I agree.
Right?
Yes,
and something
that
has
should
to be
happen.
done about that, and
Yes.
so this is a good time to be around Agriculture Canada and sort of say these sorts of things. It's not that radical a thought.
Nope.
I mean, it was not that long ago that things were a lot different in the agrarian community, right? Whereas the farmer controlled what he produced and what have you, where it's not anymore. But yeah, well, thank you very much. That was great.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I gotta go keep up chasing up to the reporter.
Yep.